Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I do have a Divine Master and Twin Flame read for you. Not sure if I'm going to do the 12 signs yet, it's been a long day, but we'll see when we get there. The energies have been a little bit tough this week. Of the 12 sign reads I have pulled, the cards seem to be, tough for everybody. It's not really taking it out on one sign in particular. I'm just getting kind of low energies for everybody. And the same was coming up today. So I meditated for a little bit before I came on to see what was coming up, and a couple little things came up. Majorly the Triceratops came up, which was very interesting because I never think about dinosaurs, and I actually saw a stuffed Triceratops out in the store today. I was doing a little shopping for a birthday that I need to get a present for. And so I looked up the Triceratops to see what it said about the Triceratops, and it was very interesting. So what it said, I'm going to read to you, and this was from Healing.com with a CHELLAM healing.com. So what it said, I don't know why the print is very light, but I'll do the best I can. If you feel a Triceratops in your space, then you are very gentle, but know that you are powerful too, and you need to stand up for yourself. You are protected from all directions with your own strength, and you don't need anyone else to protect you. The part of your body where you feel the pain or where you feel the weakest is actually your strongest part that will evolve for a different purpose with time. Stick to a vegetarian diet for a few days to detoxify your body. Your full power lies in 3 aspects: your body, mind, and your soul. Call upon Triceratops' spirit guide when you feel threatened and want to stand in your full power, but still want to be gentle and humble. When you want to uncover a new strength in you that you never had before. When you feel you need protection from all aspects in life and all sides of life, call upon Triceratops so that your very skin can protect you. When you're not at peace and need a deep sense of inner peace. When you feel cheated or betrayed, that you spent time defending others, now the person that you need to defend is yourself. That's their little dedication there. But I found that was very interesting and very applicable this week with the difficult energies that we're going through this week. So as I started the read today, the masculine read was done at 9:46. This is a general read for everybody. For those of you who are new to me, it is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, but the Divine Masculine within the masculine, but also within the feminine. It is a general read, so if it doesn't resonate with you, please let it go. Just take what does resonate. Don't try to force it to fit. This is for many, many people, and so a lot of the information that comes through may not be for everyone, and for some, there may be a specific message that's only for one person. So there were definitely a lot of sirens going on today, emergencies, that kind of thing. It's been very windy yesterday and today. There's a lot of energy being whipped up, all right? So the pot is being stirred, so to speak. The day is October 17 today, 2019. It is the star of hopes, dreams, and wishes. Dreams come true, and healing, shining your light. The day adds up to the 39, which is a 3, which is the Knight of Cups. The 3, of course, is about joy and self-expression, coming together with others, socializing, siblings. And the 17 is an 8. And an 8 is about the higher manifestation of your dreams. So we have the 8 and the 3, the Knight of Cups, and the star. And the Knight of Cups is all about being love. That's the one who goes out and is love amongst the world. So it's a very powerful card and message today, especially with the Triceratops, about protecting yourself by surrounding yourself with love. The read was done at 9:46 today, which is the Hermit and the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden, and the 6 of Cups happened to be the center card in the read today. The major arcana were the Hanging Man, Alchemy, Ascension, and Guidance. Alchemy is like the Temperance card in this deck, Ascension is like the World, and Guidance is like the Hierophant. There were 2 swords, 2 cups, and 3 pentacles. There were no wands that came up. And as far as the court cards, we had 3 kings today. The King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and after the read, the King of Wands came up. So let's see, we don't have the King of Swords was not present, but the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Also, 3 sixes came up today with 3 kings. So 3 kings, the 3 wise men, each with love. The message I was getting about that specifically was 3 sixes, 3 kings, 3 ways of viewing life, 3 ways of being. The 3 wise men, all with different perspectives, but all of love. The 6, the 6, and the 6. We also had double 2s and double 5s, which is the Fool, and the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, the Truth. And the code line was all about a happy ending, and it added up to 7 and 16. So we had 1 6 that came into the 7, and then 9 was also present somewhat, which is 16. So the 16 is a 7 anyway. So we have the Tower of the 16 and the 7 Chariot. Both represent very big, bold moves. We also had the 12 of the Hangman, the 25 of the Knight of Wands, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing, the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, and 79, which for me is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So we have a happy ending today. The messages here were very interesting, and this is for the Divine Masculine again. Had to do with the fidelity of the feminine Guido, because Gita came up the other day, came up again today, which was very unusual because it never comes up. But Gita came up as a feminine Guido. So the fidelity of the Guido, the master of money, as far as a new life, and the lovers in a happy ending or a happily ever after. So I was getting a financial advisor, possibly a female Italian, give the lovers a happy ending. Also, Fini came up for the end, and that came up yesterday, the day before, the end. You know, this is the end of the story. That Jesus acts as a guide, as master of acing crystals, your new bodies, the crystalline bodies, and as well was coming up here 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So there's many different perspectives of the same thing, and regarding even the lovers and a happy ending. It's all in the perspective. So we start out here with the 9 of Swords. We had the 5 of Pentacles here, the 7 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. So some very harsh energies here about abandonment. And then we have the 9 of Orbs or Swords on top. This is the Syrian Starseed deck, the main deck with the big cards there. So we have the 9 of Swords, suffering in silence, recovering from risky business of the war within, expressing feelings and energy exchange while deliberating, or expressing possibly was a bad decision, moving to peace while still at war, showing your hand with the enemy still at large. Divorce, spirituality, or just thinking outside the box, new passion, risky, dark night transformation, walking right over the dead. And that often comes up around the 4D bridge because that's a very murky place. It's purgatory. And then being unsatisfied to have your way in the world. Or in a way, this comes up as arrogance because you expect to have your way in the world. And the sealed divine feminine. The bull and the lion, though, can't get in because the divine feminine is sealed. Thoth comes up as getting tired of this. Compassion for self, the wizard to retire. He's just a man who wants to smile without judgment from kids and family, church and religion. Death of a rose after war of the roses. No more 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Not quite kosher. Time for the mirror on the wall to be completely uncovered. With baton twirler, smack center, ready to hand one off, but only to the one who can gain access to the other world. And then some of the numbers from the cards came up, 911 and 71V. 911 being emergent, of course, and 71 is the 3 of Pentacles, the co-creation. But the V is the creation, the opening, the feminine part of the co-creation. He needs help at work. So that was coming up for the masculine. The masculine may need help at work. There may be an opening there. So again, with the keys and the co-creation, the keys have to do with the masculine. They're both the portals, the masculine's mouth, the feminine's vaginal canal. These are the keys. It's about getting the masculine to open up and speak his truth, and then the physical union. The chariot out being seen, ready to roll, ready to rumble, sovereign on top, the emperor sending out message of truth to the divine feminine. A bold move, a trip with sovereign and emperor to speak truth to the world about suffering and silence. Or the emperor and two kids, sovereign and knight of swords, coming to visit the divine feminine's world. And it's funny because I was just seeing Jurassic Park and it was just reminding me of that. Slimy boots or feet wrapped in gauze or ace bandages with crystals, stretching, overreaching farther than ever before, pushed to the edge of truth, the long leg of the law, not waiting for someone to turn themselves in, but going after the outlaw to satisfy the wealthy family. And that was at 1023, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. As we turn the page, it becomes 1024, which is the Queen of Wands. Give your relationship a chance, and beneath that for the masculine was getting to know each other. Finding peace in nature, naturally, natural sexually, and sexually natural, or suffering in a dungeon, avoiding, now not avoiding. The Dark Empress reversed with the big snake and his arms held back. He fell for her trap. The snake tripped him up, but her red boots no longer hold any weight because all is exposed already. Everything is out on the lawn. Here you go, have it all. Step on my heart one last time and get out. Left some food on the floor for you. Abundance comes up, number 88, which is the two twins side by side, integrated with their masculine and feminine within and doing the dance each side by side. And then beneath that was surrender. So after the surrender comes the abundance when the twins come together. The masculine doesn't understand until he comes into himself, which is his twin. He won't be able to expand his abundance. The Empress ringleader no longer fighting or competing. The King of Cups with good Saturn coming in overhead, near the new moon in another world, connecting in 5D, resting and nearing completion, as Saturn and the moon stop battling. Like sticking a finger in a socket or a foot, a huge light bulb moment that may hurt for a moment. Red peds all taped back together, tangerine and peach and red, bleeding into materials, silks and ferns. And when I wrote fern, firms came up, so it may have to do with business companies as well, firms. There is a confirmation for you. Where are we? Barbershop quartet or hanging out on the step. Baton twirler twirls your world. Her moon and Saturn ground his difficult placement. Angelfish scroll work and chimes. Time for Major Tom to take ground control. Enough floating in space or being at cross purposes. As Big said to Carrie in Sex and the City, that what the ring is for is that you need something to close the deal. The ringleader been given hints, but the divine masculine is kind of dense and loopy these days, suffering in 5D in silence, the sound of silence deafening when right next to the divine feminine and the whole world at once and can't reach out to touch her. Messages of truth coming in boldly, tripping him up, unable to get away from self. The universe is tripping him up to give him abundance in spite of himself. Recently is the King of Cups, leaves in poverty for distant horizons, courtesy of courtship of lover, message of concern and support from the community. The King of Cups is inspired, but with negative self-talk prevents the new beginning, working through difficult emotions while around other energies. Kids and sunshine and full exposure for clarity when he should have known without clarity, but doubted himself. Feeling guilt and shame when he knew all along. The foundation for the masculine here is the hanging man awake. Awake to the devil or Capricorn side, chained to the Queen of Wands reversed, dumping everything on him, pushed to his emotional limits, ending an unhappy family, her never satisfied no matter how much he does or how much she gets. 1101 is the Justice card and the Magician. So in the center, we have the energy of the Six of Cups, the children in the garden. And in this deck, it's two children hugging each other. It's really beautiful. So the Six of Cups upright, awake to the big love connection between the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Swords reversed is actually two cups. So there's two perspectives here. Either the King and Queen of Swords are the two cups, seeing eye to eye in this beautiful soulmate connection, or the Two of Cups is the divine masculine and feminine, and the King and Queen of Swords reversed are the masculine and his karmic after a fight. The King of Swords reversed, not in competition. So he's awakening to this big love connection that stands between, or is the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Swords reversed, not in competition anymore. Feeling guilty for not seeing the Queen of Swords sooner, just refusing to let go and look. He was refusing to let go and look and see the two cups that were right there behind him all along. Him too busy trying to solve why the last one wouldn't work, as if he has control and doesn't understand that it's all an illusion. The challenge being the Ace of Pentacles reversed, not quite ready for the diamond to be exposed to the world, to the air. The twins need some time alone to bond. The wounded warrior, magician with DNA, and the King of Pentacles reversed with loss of status and income. Presently shocked, blown away, can't believe all the world is a stage, and he silenced his true love for his own 3D pleasure. The devil who took him down a notch. The Queen of Pentacles, twin, scammed, taken from by dark mother or ill parent, the Empress reversed. The Queen of Pentacles drained in the inequity of the relationship. And then the Queen of Swords reversed. There is an inequity between the Queen of Pentacles upright and this Queen of Swords reversed, not ready to expose himself after the end of a family without option. Or the Queen of Pentacles karmic with kids, ending family and moving to the Empress reversed, mother's house, who fell into dark night, death, or dark night walked right over her to get to his destination. Unfair relationship between the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords reversed, ending a family emotional cycle without option, one doing it with grace and another with alcohol or depression. The Queen of Swords reversed could be Aquarius here, with little girl dreams suddenly expressing disappointment and heartbreak and separation. Or three women of the family, or three women who are friends. The Queen of Pentacles on top with conceit. The Queen of Swords reversed in the middle, smart but keeps quiet due to the conceited one above her, and the third one very depressed and feeling unworthy compared to the other two, just how they like it. Or this was all the same person, cold, depressed drinker who lies to get her way, causing drama every which way and heartbreak and separation and her own disappointment. Now crowning is alchemy, but reversed. Impatient fallen angel, lying, split, a lot of BS, recovering from a scam, inequity, or debt from overspending. Third energy frustration, the King of Wands reversed, is about to erupt. Blind with the need to know once more, but in 5D, he knows that he knows all. And as I started that prior sentence, it was 11:27 to 28, which is justice, and then the Ace of Wands to the Two of Wands. So going from the third energy and the new passion into the Two of Wands, which is the twin flames. And it was major, major windy at that moment. The King of Wands reversed, tired of coming together for a noble profession at work, for pain and endings, betrayals and back pain, so others in the group can have fun. Or he's tired of work hard, play hard mentality, because when he's not doing one or the other, there's only pain and suffering when he's alone. Impatient for a new life, tired of no sleep, so the devil can take him for all he's got. And that was at 11:33, and sirens went off. And 11 is justice, 33 is the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself without being defensive, but it's also the Christ vibration, 33. The King of Cups breaks free from out of control ego or Leo to hold on loosely, ground, save, and be moderate. Weak ego death at the full moon and at night. With no options in the downturn, negative self-talk, spying and dropping a load, in a painful end with the Queen of Swords reversed, Aquarius, drinker, depressed earth sign. And that was at 11:36, which is that 10 of Wands, dumping a load, and Justice. And the winds started up again. You know how they just start howling because you feel them building up again? It was building up again. So we turn the page, it's 11:38, which is the Justice and the Queen of Cups, dumped, crying, overwhelmed, and the wind was going crazy again, and the woman scorned was coming up. 11:39 next is that Knight of Cups, awakened to stubbornness of negative self-talk, refusal to move or work, in a standoff with the Knight of Wands reversed, player, holding back passions, or falling short, or seeing his role as the Capricorn devil, and unhappy women, mother, cold, and 2 girls, one drinks or depressed, and one lies or has a potty mouth. Soon is the 6 of Swords, finding peace near water, and dolphins perhaps, and hermit with light illuminating these things, a few of my favorite things. Reaping rewards of joy in coming together, and others to have fun, without competing, or without being mysterious or shadowy, or because the family said you had to or they'd be unhappy. Twins or kids moving, ending marriage or a big party, or going to stay with a friend or sibling, or kids separated from their Empress reversed mother, tripping up in death or fell into dark night. Rest in peace either way. Opportunity to help family or to learn to manifest, with the secret out in the downturn of fate, divorce, spirituality, or thinking outside the box, in a breakup or lack of affection, getting real about letting go of emotional attachments that no longer serve by releasing self from anxiety and prison, and rising above, coming out of a slumber. The Divine Masculine is ascending, with world in right hand, complete without option, offered third energy by one suffering in silence while he got justice and or divorced. The Queen of Pentacles done, aligning with desires. Let your friends help you, masculines. Flirt, healing family issues, and this could be the one. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen, is the Guidance reversed, which is like the Hierophant, divorce, breaking commitments, or Taurus reversed, Aquarius, or healing from divorce to have your dreams. Healing, forgiving, and reaping rewards. The masculine needs to clear blocks of imbalances, inequities, or that things have to be perfectly equal. The student of wealth, without intuition, will fail, whether it's money, commitment, sex. Things will all go away until you release yourself and rise to the occasion. Come out wherever you are. Happy ending comes up, but even more so for the masculine today is karmic completion and individuality, being your authentic self. Dropping a 3-way lovers situation in rejection and found a way to express his true feelings. The King of Pentacles, dumped or overwhelmed, pushed to his emotional limits, suddenly with a lot of sudden back and forth, expression of feelings and or energy exchange, healing in separation and broken heart of the King of Pentacles reverse, loss of everything. Falling into fallen angel, allowing heart to open and fall into impatience, dark night, transformation, or falling in dreams, or little girl who passed comes to you in your dreams, or remembering the little girl of your dreams with bunny and matching bonnet and magenta flower in her hair. And that was at 12:03, which is the Hangman and the Empress. The King of Wands reversed, Shaman, is also reversed here. Vulnerable, rejected, feeling of failure, staying under the radar, falling short in a standoff, clearly a twin without option. Sealed Divine Feminine completes his world, defenseless, grounding and integrating her offer of love. Now the Knight of Cups, upright, comes back and offers love in return, in a big risk to take back what was his. Suffering in silence, awake to the world, and completion of divorce, the King of Cups and kids and or twin, challenged by a new beginning of peace with inequity, impatience, and loss of status and or money. Tired of failing, but clear with all the information in. He is twin without option, but to be love. Suffering in silence, recovering from the war of risks and wills. The King of Cups resting in 5D, awake to twins, fallen angels, challenged by exposing a brand new life. Complete and out in the world in peace, by the water, outside the box, in rebalancing, inequity, and loss of status and money, exhaustion, and clarity of path. The King of Pentacles reversed finds his inner little girl, and the King of Wands reversed, toil and labor, despair, main female is a gift to him. He thinks often of her. And that is the read for you guys. So very much the three kings, whether they're three aspects of the masculine or all three separate people. The King of Cups was upright, and the other two kings were reversed, the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So very beautiful read today. I feel like pulling some oracle cards for you guys today. So instead of the 12 signs, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's see what we have. So we're going to start. I'm trying to think what else I saw in meditation. I was having a hard time focusing in on what wanted to come through. I saw like a pyramid, but it was like a little dancing pyramid that was scurrying across the land. So if any of that brings up something for you guys, please let me know in the comments. I also saw the lobster. So the masculine often comes up as the lobster in the reads, but up in arms, you know, with his arm, like it's been coming up with the Empress having his arms tied. And the lobster was definitely like with his claws tied back, him unable to use his arms, but being up in arms at the same time. And it was being the shape of like the ram, the V, but with the curved tops up top. So the ram was coming up, and actually the Triceratops comes up very much around the energy of the ram. So I guess that's why that's coming up as well as the V of the vaginal canal, which is the feminine key, as opposed to the masculine's mouth being getting him to open up. So we're going to start with the Ascension deck. I will go over the cards at the end too, so you get a view of the cards on the table. So for the Ascension deck, everybody take a deep breath. For everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities, and filling with only beautiful, divine love and diamond light. And so it is. All right, so from the Ascension deck, what is it that we need to know? What do we need to learn? A lot of heavy energies today. Okay, so the amethyst skull comes up, which is number 21, and you can see it there. Let's see, Archangel Retreats also is coming up right after it. So we're going to take that out as well. And then there's some more cards that want to be counted. So let me just pull them all out. And that was it. Okay. So the bottom of the deck is Fire, which is number 13. And then I want to count this. These came out as cards for me to count, and Nature's on top there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, okay, so we have 11 here, which is Justice. And Nature being on top as number 3 was perfect because the Empress is number 3, and so is Gaia. So it's all about being natural and being nature. And as far as justice, that the universe has your back. The universe always rebalances everything naturally, that you don't have to make the effort. Okay, so it's stop trying to get justice. It's not about being right or winning. It's about being happy. That the universe will always rebalance everything. Maybe not exactly in the way that you expect it, but the balance has to be. It's just the law of nature. When something is out of balance, it has to come back into balance. That you don't have to be the one pursuing that. Okay? So we have 11 and then 2 more, which is 13, which is the end. The amethyst skull says, and it's the number 21, which is the world and completion. During the golden era of Atlantis, each of the high priests and priestesses of the 12 tribes fashioned the crystal skull that was an advanced computer and programmed it with the knowledge and wisdom held by their tribe. And the information was placed All the information was placed into the Amethyst Master Skull, which is kept safely in the inner planes. Receiving this card suggests you look for the highest perspective in a situation that presents itself to you. Explore the details. When you have all the facts, take decisions with wisdom and integrity. And the affirmation is, I explore all the information before I take a decision. So it's very much about the three wise men, that there's many different perspectives, even amongst wise men. So make sure you take your time in making decisions. There's never a rush. And again, this is about completion with the 21. And the amethyst skull, this is, I was getting the pyramid scurrying across the land, you know, like a cartoon character pyramid. So bringing up the amethyst skull very much brings up the three pyramids. Oh, and that came up too today. I think, when did that come up? I'm trying to remember why that came up for me. Maybe it'll come up somewhere else. So the other card that came up here is Archangel Retreats, which is number 50, which is the 10 of Cups, complete emotional fulfillment and the family. One of the most effective ways to accelerate your ascension is to visit Archangel Retreats during your sleep. It helps to know where the retreat is, but it is not essential. During the day, think or talk about the Archangel whom you wish to visit. Breathe in his or her energy to prepare you for your journey. When you are ready, ask to be taken to their retreat. Your Archangel will enfold you and help you with whatever you most need. Your guidance is to receive for yourself and ask for the light to help you serve the world. I visit Archangel blank in my sleep tonight. Okay? So it's interesting because I was wondering if any of the masters were going to come up for me to ask anything of them, but no specific masters or angels came up here. Fire, nature, going to the retreats, and the amethyst skull, which refers to Akashic records, which we all have access to. So that's kind of the point, that we don't need to call on masters. All we need to do is call on ourselves, because you have the connections. So now we have the past life deck. Let's see what comes up here. I haven't done this in a while. I usually get good channeled messages through the past life deck and my journey of love. So let's see. All right. So for the past life deck, for everyone watching, for the best and highest good of all who's concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? All right, so these two came out together. Transportation and wisdom reversed. And there's wisdom again, okay? So wisdom came out several times. And then there's two more cards here. Imprisonment or slavery and Atlantis reversed, which we just brought up Egypt. So let me focus on them for a minute. And there's some cards that want to be counted here as well. All right. The bottom of the deck is the High Priest or Priestess. So that's the underlying energy here. Your abilities. And then this is the cards that came out that I need to count, which has the baby reversed on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, 6. It's all about love. 6 was a major number in the read today. The love and the lovers, but also, oh, that's what it also was. The mother, when I meditated beforehand, also the mother came up, how important it was for the feminine to bring out her mother energy for the divine masculine right now to help him heal. Yeah, and then Aries with the Triceratops, and Aries, the ram, and of course the full moon was just in Aries, so it's very aggressive energy, you know, it's act first, think later, which isn't ideal, right? It depends on the situation. But definitely the energies of the ram are coming up as, you know, what you're feeling this week with all the aggression. So people who have Aries in their chart is going to come out in different ways depending on how the full moon affected them. So let's see, with the transportation and the train and the wisdom, this is what I'm looking at right now, okay? So again, I'm getting the dead horses on the battlefield, and of course, at the time of the event, they weren't all dead, but suffering on the field, just like humans, but weren't taken care of after the fact. I'm getting a big connection from the unicorns on that. not only on the battlefield, but being hit by trains, not only in the past, but in the present day. I'm getting Thomas the Tank Engine, but I'm specifically getting Texas. I'm also getting SpongeBob. And who's the starfish in SpongeBob? I can't think, but if something comes up for you about the starfish in SpongeBob SquarePants, bring that up. And Thomas the Tank Engine, of course, always comes up with this train for me. So there's definitely a safety and security issues came up. The root with Aries comes the red and the root, all of the root safety and security issues, along with safekeeping of things, and that being an issue that comes up. Staying in your lane and not crossing over. I think I can. Sometimes Aries thinks that they can do more than they actually can, right? So why is the train coming up with the horses besides their deaths on the field and by train? I just got the message that specifically from this unicorn here that the horses miss their owners. It's not just humans who miss each other's, but the horses miss you as well as each other. So when you when you take them away from each other, it is a great pain for them, from their children and their loved ones. There's a great need right now to let off steam, obviously with Aries energies coming up and the steam engine here. I'm also getting horses as horse meat and horse body parts used in our society. And I'm getting it's like the unicorn is referencing the horse's hoofs that we use in so many things, the gum, to the elephant's tusks that we treasure so dearly now. They are no different than us. And the unicorn's also saying that not all of us are wise either. We all have our positive and negative attributes. We do things for sport. Irrational things. To be the ion, the extension, the connection to another, to get attention, to transport. Transport sports of all nations. The Olympics next year is coming up again. Transport sport of all nations. Transportation is all coming from that word. The Olympics. So I'm getting to that the train is crossing the 4D bridge. Will be on the other side in 5D by the Olympics. That's what it's reconfirming that. But also as a joke, it's not wise to take a train though, because, it is Japan. You might have to cross some water there. And there are some differences to transmute, right? From Pearl Harbor and all those other wounds that we have with Japan. So that will be, maybe we should be working on some of those energies this year to make the Olympics next year a very, very peaceful and beautiful time. All right, so the other cards is imprisonment and slavery and Atlantis reversed. So the unicorn come up, now the dolphins are coming up, because in this picture they're dead, right? They're upside down because the water's so dirty. They're asking us to help clean up their world as well. So the waters and the horses and the way we use them for our lives. I was just getting, it's making me want to cry. Use your own body for sport. Don't use ours without our permission. I'm getting, instead of I am presence, I'm getting I am prison. I am meant for prison or slavery. That's what the animals are saying. I am meant for prison or slavery. The same as we freed our slaves, they want us to free them as our slaves. And channel all that negative energy out through the portal to free them from their prisons of the waters or wherever they're imprisoned by. And all of the places where they live, where they have unhealthy conditions, or they're trapped, they're not free. That's not natural to them. Whether it's the dolphins trapped in a pool, or the horses trapped in a stall behind a metal door or wooden door, whatever it is. You know, they naturally want to run free or swim free. All right, so we had the 6 plus the 2 and the 2. So 2 high priestesses, those 2 twin flames. There will be some of the twins that come together specifically to fight for animal rights. Or not fight, but stand up for the animals. That may be their mission because it's natural to them to want to support the animals. So 6 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. 6, 8, 10, begin again with love and strength, dancing within the divine masculine and the feminine to the 10 of a high vibration to start anew, to start over again. All right, now we have the journey of love. All right, let's see what comes up here. Take a deep breath, you guys. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. This October 17, 2019. What is it we need to know? What do we need to learn? Okay. All right, we have Angel of Jupiter Awakening, number 6. How perfect. There's one more card that's coming out. 5 is the communal dance. Okay, and 5's been coming up big this week as well. So those 2 I will read to you. I just need to see if there's any more cards I want coming out. Yep. All right, here's the bottom of the deck is the cloak, number 50 again, which is the emotional fulfillment, the family of the 10 of Cups. And then we have, this is the cards I have to count. The top is 60, riding the cosmic wave, which is the piece with the dolphins in it in this deck. The 6 of Swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we had 6 come out and now 8. And then we also had 11 of Justice. So the 8's coming up here as the, don't forget to not only center yourself and balance the masculine and feminine within, which is that pi energy, but to continue to do the dance back and forth. It's learning the dance, you know. It never stops. You have to go back and forth between your masculine and feminine. So that once you get that dance balance within, then you can do the dance with your divine partner. All right, so we have 8, and then the 2 cards that came out, the Angel of Jupiter Awaken, number 6, and the Communal Dance, number 5. So I do want to look at these cards too. I get messages from these too. So these are the 2 that came out, and they're very different colors. You see the Communal Dance is very much about the community coming together, holding hands in a circle amidst whatever's going on in the center, bringing in your guides and angels. And then we have Mother Nature with all the green on the right, swirling in chakra rays and sparkling in the light. I'm getting in the communal dance that there's a healing being done within a group. It's like everyone holds hands around while some healers are in the middle healing someone. Under the moon. I don't feel like it's the moon. I feel like it's Sirius B, the white dwarf planet. Or constellation. And the other card, the Angel of Jupiter Awakening, I'm literally seeing an angel stretched out over the earth. That the angel is one with earth, it's Gaia. And the center of the vortex is the face of the angel. That it doesn't really matter what the details are of the face. It's just that it is the face of the angel, the light. That the light is within, it's in the center, in the vortex, at the 0 point. The place of the vacuum, the nothingness, where everything pulls into nothingness, and then it's like the retrograde, and then re-expands into everythingness. The pulse of the heart. You're going out of the arteries and the coming back of the veins. It's all the same. And I'm also seeing in this green card someone like swimming across the earth, but in a big, it's like a big spiritual way, overlying all of the land and all of the beautiful layers beneath, where there are other spaces and other lands that we are not aware of. So it's referring to not only on Earth, but within Earth and up in the constellations like Sirius B, and then going all the way into the Earth, not just what's on the Earth, but what's in the Earth as well, on other planes. So let's read what they have to say. We'll read 5 first and then 6. Okay, the first one is the communal dance. Lover, you've been alone too long. Your community calls you to surrender the isolation for this moment in time and instead join the cosmic conga line. Do you know how special you are? So much that this community would not be the same without you. Your individuality and uniqueness can only enhance this group of souls that calls you to dance with them. Men and women, human and spirit, heaven and earth, your community is vast and rich and has much to share with you. Be lifted in celebration of belonging. Recognize that you are part of something great. Can your heart grow warm with recognition? You belong. You are meant to be a part of this great dance of love awakening on the earth. Your heart is already beating to the rhythm of the music. This oracle brings your guidance. You are being drawn into a new community that is more aligned with your innate spiritual vibration. You'll feel more at home there and be able to share your gifts and talents more freely and with greater support. Let go of the relationships or situations you've been holding on to out of fear. If they are meant to continue with you, they will remain, and if not, they will fall away, creating space for new connections to come into your life now. This is not a time to hide in what you have known, but to be open to playful connection with kindred spirits soon to be met. And the poem reads, when I stood in front of you, I knew something was in store. I could feel the excitement of our journey ahead, for I had been that way before. Each person comes into our life with lessons we may see, and in the reflection of that other self is the person we can be. And number 6 is the Angel of Jupiter Awaken. Beloved, within you there is magnificence, greatness, and the ability to live bolder, larger, and more exuberantly than you may have ever imagined. Awaken that keen spirit, hungry for adventure and new experience. The angel of Jupiter, the spirit of bold expansion and divine generosity, lives within you. Your spirit cannot be made small, but must be free. And that's coming up like the horse energy that wanted to be free. Start.
Okay, I found this on the web for your...
Start now. Feel the endlessness of your own heart. What can be done today to live bigger? A smile? A yes to that offer of adventure? Sharing vulnerability without fear? Taking a step forward into the unknown? Daring to imagine that the divine doesn't just happen to you, but happens through you, as you? Embrace the courage of your own open heart and dare to dream, beloved. The bold divine nature within you is calling you to great things. Now is your time to awaken. This oracle holds a message of guidance for you. You're being given an opportunity that can change your life. Don't hesitate to accept it. If you're acting with more assertiveness, more generosity, more playfulness, and more spiritual authority than usual, this is confirmation that this is coming from a genuine place within you. If you're experiencing some havoc in your life or a sense that things are changing, this oracle comes as affirmation. Yes, there is change, and yes, you are outgrowing what once was, so you will be prepared to receive that which is more suited for your next stage of growth. And the poem reads, awake in your arms, I wait to stop time, savoring each moment for an eternity. Like an angel, you light the room, your love giving life to the love I've held within. Unbridled and free, our dream unfolds, and we are forever changed. Okay, so this is definitely a switching of the tracks time, so to speak, where we have stayed in our lane for a long time, but now that we've crossed the bridge, it may be time to switch tracks and try something else out. Try something else out on for size. So don't be in fear of that. Just allow it. It's come from what you've learned through this last cycle, going into the next. Okay, so that was very illuminating and beautiful. So, take it easy in these energies. Make sure to get plenty of rest and drink plenty of water, as I always say, and be in joy. And when you don't feel like you can get there to that joyful place, then just rest and go within. Maybe do some meditation or take a walk. But don't beat yourself up about not being in that really super high vibration all the time when we have to deal with these energies coming in and the change of the aspects of the planets. Everything always affects us. Okay? So rise and be love, you guys. Bye.